Hello Infiniteers, I am back in my toy box with the Nautilus, and I'm going to continue working on the tail section today. And my goal is to try to finish at least this side of it so that I can mirror that on the other side before the next episode. Now last time I started building this little stair-step approach going down, trying to blend the side of this down into the back, and at the same time trying to figure out how I was going to blend the underside of this as well. And I don't really like the stair-step approach here, so I think I'm going to make a few changes to this. And I'm looking at my memory meter on the right. I'm seeing it kind of creep up there, so we'll see how this goes. My first concern is to make this look right, and then we'll figure out how much memory I've got left afterward in order to not just make it look right, but be able to do something with it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick this up, and my thinking is we're going to use these blocks here to stagger the look of this. And I want a couple of flat sections in here, so we'll put that in. Maybe even go 3, and then 3, and then 3, like that. Or we'll come in here and do this. Do 2, come out, do 2, something like that is what I'm thinking. Which means I got to restructure this a little bit. So I had put this little piece back here to plug a gap, so I will take that out, and we will take that out, and yeah, we can go ahead and take that out. No, probably not. Because we got that gap underneath the upper part there, although as I'm looking at this, thinking if we slide this out like that, put that in there like that, so this would come out, this would slide out, we would have a gap under here to fill, or behind here to fill, like that. Okay. And then this and this would come out. This would end up sliding in here, whoops, like that. Okay, so something like that I think is going to look a little bit better. And do we need this piece under here? Yeah, we do, because we got to plug that gap up there. All right, which means we got to have something here. So that little piece under there. All right, and then we're going to mirror that all the way down here. Like that. I think this is going to look much better when we're done. We're going to have kind of an angled surface. Now here we run into a little bit of a problem because we've got these blocks here. So I think instead of trying to put 4 of these in here, for the little ones, let's throw a couple of these blocks in. If we can. Oh, nope, we're going to run into that. So yeah, we got to use the flat pieces. Alright, well, that kind of settles that. Alright. And then we have this. Which, yeah, we're going to have a piece sticking out there. I don't know that there is any way around that, though, without making some egregious changes to the floor in here. Right, and then we end up taking this out. Alright, so then we end up with that. Okay, that's not too bad. Again, the only horrible part, if you want to call it that, is this. And I can maybe take that out and make this look nice here. I'm not going to be able to do that over here. I don't think. Without using a bunch of little blocks in here. Well, let's just see. Let's make sure I've got my texture set to Calhoun's command. We're going to pick this up. We're going to go to the smaller size. And then see, we got to go to these smaller blocks here. Here we go. And do that. Okay. All right. And now I don't really want to take that all the way down, because we've got this slope here we've got to deal with. So let's take this piece. We're going to do that. Put one of these behind there to close that gap. Oops. Like that. And yeah. do that, or do we do this? And do something like that. Well, now we have that flat section up there, though. Question is how do we blend that? I think I like the idea better. If we do something like that. Yeah, and then obviously we got some gaps we gotta plug. Okay. Okay, we can slide that over and then use a taller block in there. Yeah, that looks good from above and below. Okay. And then from underneath, all right, well, we know we have this coming to here. Do we run this down? Yeah, because we got to come and cover up that part of it at least. Oh, but we've also got this slope under here that we had talked about doing something with. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we do that. We do this on either side. Which plugs the gap behind these blocks, so we can run these down. Oops, not all the way down. Let's see if we do this over here. We'd have to use a balcony block behind that. Okay. Alright, so like that. And I'm hitting that thing there. Ugh. Well, the other option might be to run that like that. And we're still hitting a wall there. And we're leaving a gap up under here too, aren't we? Yeah, this is where it gets tricky, unfortunately. If we're running around under the ship, we may see some ugliness, so we got to do something with that. Well, our other possibility, if we take that out, we put these in. Okay, so that looks all right. We put that in. That handles that. That's going to stick out a little on the top. I can't take that back as far as it needs to go. Well, The only way I can see to make this work is to do something like that, even though that's going to stick out a bit. But from under the water, that may be okay. All right, we put that in there. Oops. Okay, that gives us a little stair-steppy type of thing. Let's see, if we do that though, we're going to have that sticking out. But we could put something like this back in here. Well, no, because then that'll stick out from that slope. So it'll have to be something like that. Okay. All right, I think maybe we've got it. It's a little bit smoother coming this way. Oh, we got a little bit something we got to do up here. Okay. And we got a gap behind here. No matter what we do, we got to have 3 blocks. So let's put a little one back here, I guess. Okay. There we go. Now the only thing left to do is to mirror what's on the other side. And just so we can wrap up the hull build, I think I'm going to go offline and do that. And then I'll come back and show you what I've got. And we'll finish up the hull of the Nautilus. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I am back. And I have finished filling in the other side of the sub so that it mirrors the other side. And I did that all the way down. I did notice as I was finishing up that we do have a gap over here on either side. It's kind of ugly. And as I thought about what we could use to fill that, I figured we could use this little floor piece on either side. Doesn't plug it perfectly, but at least it gives it something. But there we go. That is the Nautilus. It looks like the Nautilus. It feels like the Nautilus. You can go inside, explore it, and it looks really, really good. Okay, now the real question is, what can we do with it? If I come out of Spark mode, look at the memory on the right. There's not a lot left. And my original thought had been to put a button here on the bridge that when you push it would change the sky to an underwater theme. Maybe I'd have some water out here, some water blocks put down with a replayer, and I could clear the replayer, and I'd have a kind of a little underwater area to explore. And I'd build a little adventure around that. But as I look at the memory, I'm not sure I have the memory for that. So I'm going to have to think about it. I've spent all this time building this ship. I would definitely want to do something with it. Worst case scenario, we have the button on the bridge trigger a toy box change. We have one toy box with the ship above water. We have one toy box with the ship below water. And that can work. I really want the sky change, but that may not be possible on the Wii U. But we're definitely going to do something with this because we spent all this time building it. And I want to do some little adventure of some kind with it. And so I'm going to kind of play with this and figure it out. Figure out what I can do with the memory, what I can't do. And when I come back next time, we're going to start building a little adventure with this. It's not going to be anything elaborate. Probably fighting a few enemies, being able to submerge the ship and surface it, and have a little underwater adventure. But that is my plan for the toy box. So I've still got a little bit more work to do. I'm just not sure how that's going to take shape with the memory I've got left. But that's all for me today. With the Nautilus done, I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of the completed ship, and if there are any changes that you would do to make it better, let me know in the comments. And definitely give this video a like if you're enjoying this build. And if you have ideas for what you'd like to see me do with this adventure, let me know that too. And that's all for me today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.